Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you and occupying the media 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Indeed, that's what we do. Wendell Potter is on the line with us, insurance industry whistleblower, author of the book Deadly Spin. His website, wendellpotter.com. His Twitter feed is at Wendell Potter, WendellPotter. And Wendell, you're still with us. I see you there. So let's pick up some phone calls here. Tom in Chicago, you're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Yes, hello. I got a quick question with regards to the Affordable Care Act. Specifically, my wife works and has health insurance. She has epilepsy, so our premium is kind of high, like $900 a month, and I'm on her policy, as, her husband. My question is, and I'm a small business owner, and I have no employees or anything like that, so is it better for me to have my own policy and then her policy change? And I'm just trying to see from a financial standpoint.
You might check that out starting tomorrow to find out what would be the cost for you and your wife. As a small business owner, you certainly can shop for coverage starting tomorrow because the exchanges, the marketplaces will be open to individuals and small businesses. So you might be able to get a better deal. I definitely would check it out and look at the various options that will be available to you.
Now, I understand, Wendell, that if you have health insurance right now through your employer, that you can't drop that to pick up Obamacare. But if his wife dropped her health insurance and he got Obamacare and put her on as a dependent, does that work? Could it be done that way?
I think that would work, and you could certainly query the website or talk to a navigator to find out. But right. I think that would work. I mean, if you are a small business owner and you can look to see if you can get coverage, it might be that you could do that.
Okay, Josh in Fort Collins, Colorado, listening on AM 750. You're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Hey, Wendell and Tom, how are you guys?
Great.
How you doing?
My question is, as it pertains to the Affordable Care Act, I see how it improves access. What I don't understand is how it makes the whole bucket of health care for everybody more affordable. I guess my issue is it does, in my opinion, the underlying problem with health care is sort of our lifestyle in this country, whether it's diabetes, metabolic syndrome, childhood diabetes, and it doesn't do anything to start to address those issues, which really reduce the cost of health care. So I'm trying to separate access versus affordability.
The Affordable Care Act does do things. It's a big law, and most people have been focused, understandably, on the changes to the health insurance component of that, and I have too. But there are other provisions of the law that address wellness and prevention and the underlying cost of care. That said, I think, and I've often said that the Affordable Care Act is the end of the beginning of reform. I think we'll see that there will be a lot of other efforts, many of the efforts coming from the private sector to try to address those underlying causes. But also know that some of the new health plans that are going to be available will be working specifically on that. There's a health plan in Tennessee, for example, one of the new co-ops that's going to be focusing on wellness as it's just part of the DNA of the health plan, as they call it, and they'll be from the very beginning working individually with their members to try to make sure that they get in touch with a primary care physician, do certain things and they'll have to do certain things in terms of diet and fitness and health to be able to stay on the health plan. So we'll see some changes, much of it coming from the private sector.
Monica in Schaumburg, Illinois. You're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Would that be me?
That would be you.
I called from Schaumburg. Okay. Hi, Wendell. I am really, really excited about this. My husband and I have been unable to get insurance for a long period of time. Well, I went on the Kaiser Family Foundation website, which was linked from the White House website. And, I went to the healthcare.gov thing, and then there was a link to go to that premium subsidy calculator. And what I found out is if you make anything over $60,140, then you're not subsidized. I understand that's 400% of the poverty line. And our premium would be $9,800 a year plus the $12,700 out-of-pocket expense for the silver plan. And, I fail to see how that's affordable. I mean, that's a third of our income because we will definitely use that copay. And what I was wondering if there's, I put in a couple extra zeros there to see how that impacts people at a much higher income, and they're going to pay the same premium we are. In other words, once you're unsubsidized and you type in your age, once you're unsubsidized, everybody pays the same premium. I just think they should have had a more graduated slope,
a more progressive system.
Well, I don't disagree with you at all. I think there are certainly shortcomings of the law. I don't like the fact, quite frankly, that it is built on the current system of health insurance, and it is built on insurance policies of what is in vogue right now of a lot of people having to pay a lot out of their own pockets. But it was all that was able to get passed through Congress. It does a lot of good for a lot of people, and some people in your age category, and I would probably suggest that I am one of your peers, at least will be able to get access to coverage, and insurance companies will not be able to charge people more than 3 times as much as a younger person. In many states now, it's 10 times as much, if there's a limit at all. So it's not perfect by any means, but it puts some restraints on what insurance companies can get away with.
Patsy in Kylesford, Tennessee. You're on the air with I'm so used to saying Senator Sanders, with Wendell Potter.
Wendell, this is Pat Dickens. I have talked to someone earlier before. First of all, can the state stop the Affordable Care Act from coming in?
No. Okay. Pat, they cannot. The state cannot. Now, Tennessee is one of the states that is not expanding the Medicaid program next year, which is regrettable. I'm from Tennessee. I wish that lawmakers had seen the wisdom of expanding the Medicaid program like half of the states are doing. But it cannot stop most of the other provisions of the Affordable Care Act. It cannot block the marketplace that will be up and running tomorrow, and all the other provisions that will affect Americans in other states will apply to Tennesseans as well.
Okay, and another thing I wanted to ask is I'm a senior citizen, so I have the Medicare, and I have to get a supplemental insurance, and I know all the companies, have different fees. So would the Affordable Care Act do anything to help that as far as getting a supplemental insurance?
Well, even the Medicare program is far from perfect because Medicare beneficiaries in the traditional program do have to pay quite a bit out of their own pocket if they had to go to the hospital, which is why a lot of people do buy private Medicare supplement policies to cover that gap or that out-of-pocket obligation. They'll still be available. The Affordable Care Act doesn't help you pay for the supplement, but it does help you in paying for your prescription medications. As you undoubtedly know, one of the features of the Prescription Drug Act for the Medicare program created something called the donut hole. After it pays a certain amount for your drugs, it stops paying until you've paid a lot out of your own pocket, and that's called the donut hole. And it already is closing that, so that you will be paying, and probably already are paying, less for your medications than you were last year or the year before.
Gary in Santa Ana, California. You're on the air with Wendell Potter.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Wendell.
Hey, Jerry.
I'm a disabled vet. I have a house we're making mortgage payments on. We have money in the bank. My wife was diagnosed with sciatica by the company doctor. Then she got laid off from the company and haven't been able to get work since. So what about us that sit in this unique position of having some money in the bank, but we can't get employed? I'm disabled myself, as I said, a vet, but
So your income is zero between the two of you, Gary?
Zero. We file nothing.
Wow. Well, you will be among the biggest beneficiaries of the law because with that low income, you will be able to get a pretty good deal on your coverage. And know this, regardless of your wife's or your medical condition, insurance companies cannot take that into consideration when they're pricing your policies. They can take your age into consideration, but they can't charge you more than 3 times as much as anybody else. And because you have low income, you'll be able to qualify for tax credits and subsidies that will help you pay for your out-of-pocket expenses. So people like you are those who I think will benefit the most, and deservedly so.
Now, he lived, as I recall, he was calling from California, I think.
That's right.
California is expanding Medicare, or Medicaid, rather. And so wouldn't that mean that as, having an income of zero, that he'd be eligible basically for fully subsidized health insurance? For free health insurance?
I think so. You're right. And you can find that out when you go to, I think it's Covered California, or you can go to healthcare.gov starting tomorrow, and you can find out if you're going to be, you very well may be eligible to enroll in the expanded Medicaid program for both you and your wife. If not, you'll be able to qualify for the tax subsidies. Thanks for noting that, Tom.
Yeah, and this is one of the great things, and it just boggles my mind that so many of these Republican governors said, no, we won't take free money to give to poor people in our state to buy health insurance. I mean, it just or to provide health care to them. It just boggles my mind. We'll be right back. Wendell Potter's with us answering your questions about the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. Check out his website, wendellpotter.com. We'll be right back.